G'day fellas, and welcome to a casted game. We are back once again on the brand new patch, and we are about to witness glory spawning in on the east side of the map, playing in the color red as the Chinese. We've got Malian, and on the west side of the map, playing in the color orange as the Malians. It is the one and only Wallalol God himself, Salami. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Prairie. We are here celebrating the beginnings of a new patch and a new map for them as well. It's great to see these new maps being added. And new paps as well for all the, well, I'm not going to say it. Anyway, we don't want to get too demonetized, but yeah, brand new map. Obviously, we've already casted a wetlands game. It was fun to see. Now we get to see a prairie game, and I'm looking forward to seeing how it goes because prairie is one of my favorite maps. It is a very open map, and you might not think that that's a good thing for China, right? Like, oh, open map, you know, China wants to boom. Well, sure, but there's also lots of sheep on this map, and that means that China's able to really utilize this mill that they can just be getting tax from, and you can see we've got a perfect little base back here already for Ayanami Ray. Nice little option for a lumber camp here. And as, of course, the Imperial Academy probably going to go down right in the middle. So, really nice opening. By the same token for Salami, he's going to be very happy on the Malians. Malians have been buffed up. We've got the gold vein here, which is going to be a big gold vein. And you can see him going absolutely ham already. So, he's going to be a happy camper. But who else is a happy camper? It's me. With our sponsor for this video, it's Patreon, baby. Are you keen to get better at Age of Empires 4? Are you interested in watching someone else get coached or getting some one-on-one coaching for yourself? If so, check out the Patreon, where you can find dozens of coaching videos where I personally guide players through the process of improvement, with new videos being added every single week. With coaching for all skill levels and for all civilizations, there's something for everyone. Now, when it comes to my credentials, while I might not be the Red Bull Wallalol champion, I'm still a pretty decent skill level, sitting at the Conqueror 3 ranking for 1v1. So if you are interested in some coaching, make sure you check out the Patreon. I'll leave a link in the description. Now let's get back to the action. All right, so I guess the question for me is, I'm wondering, are we going to see trade out of Salami? And you know the likelihood that he's going to be going for the trade landmark. At the moment, it's approaching 100%. I'm not kidding you, right? Like, he goes for the Musa Quarry. The Musa Quarry? The Mansa Quarry? Sorry, I can't remember exactly the name of it. He goes for the Mansa Quarry almost never. It is very rare to see him go for that landmark. So, I would suspect we're going to at least see the trade landmark out of him. Probably going to see a fast castle. But my question is, what kind of direction does he go if he goes into fast castle? Because Ayanami Ray, I suspect, is probably going to be looking at doing 2TC Song. That's kind of like your standard Chinese build. But, I mean, we've obviously seen... We've obviously seen a bit of a shift in the way that people are playing China at the moment. A lot more aggressive Chinese openings coming out. I don't know whether you guys would have seen it, but there's a certain Chinese build advocated by one guy, some sort of YouTuber, that, jeez, that's a lot of sheep, isn't it? You gotta love prairie, right? Like, that's just ridiculous. That is redonkulous. That is a lot of sheep. And look, that's what makes China strong on a map like this, in my opinion, right? Because let's say hypothetically, if Ayanami Ray says, you know what, I'm not gonna play 2TC, I'm not gonna play 2TC Song, I'm not gonna fast castle, I'm just gonna play Chikunu. If he does that, he's got so much food. He doesn't have to think about moving from this mill. So normally you would move from the mill about 9 minutes, 30 to 10 minutes, depending on how many sheep you get. But with this amount of sheep, you're not gonna need to move from the mill until like 15 minutes. You're not even gonna need to take berries until 15 minutes. And by that point, you've already got map control, and we can see villagers moving out to put down what I can only suspect would be our trade landmark, and he does actually put it in front of the pit mine so that it's going to be defending from this angle, so we can add in all of those houses around. Now, remember, the pit mine's been buffed up, okay? So this is a brand new civilization. I say brand new civilization. I mean, they've got an extra 5 gold a minute coming through on their pit mine, so it's not too crash hot. But they've also got cows, right? Like, their cow numbers are pretty decent. Now, it was actually a double scout opening here from Salami, but you can see just sometimes you get it, and sometimes you get got. And it looks like today Salami got 12 sheep coming in for him despite a double scout opening. There's the 13th sheep. He's obviously killed a couple under the TC, 14, 15 over here. But compare that over to his opponent, who we saw had 21 sheep at one point in time. They were all over here with the extra 2, so that's 23 sheep. He's having a great day. Now, it looks like the Song Dynasty is coming through a little bit slowly at the moment, or I should say, you know, only one villager here. But it's a pretty quick Song Dynasty timing, though, for Ray. So this landmark probably going to be coming down right over here. You obviously want to defend the gold. That's exactly where he goes for. Only 3 vills on that Barbican, so probably going to be looking for that age up just after maybe 5 minutes 10, 5 minutes 20, something around that time frame. you would expect normally at this point for him to be moving these villagers over to stone. Where is his stone? Over here on the west side. Once he's got enough resources for an Imperial official. An Imperial official about to come out, but he is not moving villagers from food. There we go. A couple going over to wood. Okay, so it's looking like it's probably going to be a one base play coming out from him, just because normally the move to wood is what you're doing if you go one base. If you're playing two base, then you'd go the move to stone instead. But everything going fine and dandy so far for Ray, and I'm loving this base building, right? This is the perfect Chinese base building. The only way you could get this even better is if all of these were right next to each other, well, right next to the Imperial Academy, but I'm not complaining, right? Like, this is a 10 out of 10 in my book, so Ray, well done to you, mate. Your building of a base is beautiful. My only concern's the Barbican. You went for the bottom side on the Barbican. I would have preferred Barbican on the top side with a wall just connecting in. That way, you're safe from the bottom, because right now, javelin throwers on that top side, you're having a bad time, girlfriend. You can see there's a nice little spot in here that he's going to be attacked. So Barbican, you can see the range is right here. Oh, actually, you know what? You can probably just put a mining camp right here and you just delete this one and that'll do. But now Salami coming in, looking for a scout and finds it. Sees the archery range. Now, this should be a really good trigger for him. So you know that, okay, my enemy's going archery range. Your plan doesn't really change, okay? So you're still going on with the same plan. You're going for a second pit mine, you're going to be dropping houses around it, and you've got no villagers on gold. You've added in plenty of houses around your existing pit mine, but your plan doesn't change, right? Because you're still going to go fast castle. The main thing I would be saying to Salami is just be careful of where you place your Farimba garrison, right? Like, that's where you get most of your units from. And the problem that I think Salami's going to have is that when it comes to placing your Farimba garrison, you want to do it with like a whole bunch of villages, and he's just going to like kind of click it and put it anywhere. There's a really good spot right here next to the town center. I would say this is going to be the best spot, because then the rams are going to have to come through the town center, and then they're going to be exposed to the town center itself. You know, you can pop villagers out, instantly kill the rams. Whereas if you put it in the front, which might be tempting to do because it's a bit closer to the enemy, it's a bit closer, you know, you don't have to have the walk distance. If you do put it in the front though, then what you're going to have happen is that the rams are going to come in, and that's the first thing they're going to hit. And obviously you lose your production, you're going to be in for a bit of a tough game. But we do now begin to see units moving across the map, and of course it's going to be the Chukunu going with a double archery range opening, so not actually looking to supervise at the moment, just instead keeping his Imperial officials out on resources. And I do like this style from A&Army Ray. Not something that we do typically see. Me personally, I'm a fan of the supervision of the archery range. Go for a bit more of a delayed play. You can see he's quite aggressive, already coming out of the box with a 400-point lead. So far, so good in this game. But we do see the Farimba garrison coming down, as I warned, on the front line. And, you know, Ray's just kind of sitting here. He sees the Farimba garrison coming up. So don't be surprised if he looks to apply a little bit of pressure here. But we do see behind this, Ray looking to start picking up upgrades. Horticulture, double broad axe already through for him. And I'm loving the opening. No specialized pick, which is correct. The correct way to play it. And we also see him going for a siege engineering. So not even going for +1, going for siege engineering first. I'm sure we'll move into +1 eventually. But I do like this play from him, right? Because this is looking to get the pressure on early, and he's able to pressure the front here. You can't really pressure the town center at all, because the vills will just burn down the single ram very easily. You won't be able to do much damage, but he can very easily pressure this Farimba garrison. We can see Salami having a little bit of trouble getting it up, but sorry, that wasn't intended. But obviously the defense is still pretty strong. He's got plenty of villagers garrison in there, just popping them in and out. Age up coming through, 820, not a bad little timing there for Salami. And the age up comes through. So it's going to be javelin throwers from him, almost certainly. We see a whole bunch of villagers now migrating over towards that gold mine. The issue that he's going to have isn't so much the Chukunu. It's going to be the battering rams. So I would suggest the best way for Ray to play this is actually to stick all of the Chukunu inside battering rams. Now, the problem that he's going to have is by attacking with one battering ram, he's going to need to make a second battering ram, and then that's going to leave the first one exposed to villagers. But let's just watch how he plays it, because at the moment, everything's looking pretty solid for him. Salami on the defense right now, the town center. You can see its range, and here we go. The first of the battering rams coming in. Now, Salami, ideally, in this position, should have 1 to 2 villagers just already starting to repair the Farimba garrison. But, I mean, as I said, ideally, right, in a perfect world, he would have not put the Farimba garrison. He would have put it back over on this side. That would have made it a lot easier for him. But Ray now picking up +1 as well, coming through. Doesn't look like he's supervising it, so going to be a little bit slower. Second battering ram now in. Third battering ram coming through. Javelin thrower is going to start picking off those Chukunu and moving forward. And this is where he might have made the battering ram a bit too far forward, but at the same time, he's got to be careful. He can't really fall back from this position, because if he does, then he loses the siege priority. Salami trying to balance it right now, really in a tough spot. Villagers coming forward, going to be repaired. And you can see right now that even though the landmark takes this large footprint, the villager itself is actually still underneath here. So it means that the Chukunu is going to have an easy time hitting it. He needs to jump inside this third battering ram. That's the way I would be playing it. Move all my Chukunu up inside this battering ram and everyone to the front line, because he's losing a lot of Chukunu out here. And once the 10 javelin throwers come out, which they are now, he's going to be able to one-shot these Chukunu. So he's got to fall back away from this position, but the Farima garrison might go down here. And Salami's going to be in a tough spot. You can see he's working down the javelin throwers, but they've only got 4, or they've got 4 ranged armor compared to the 5 attack of the Chukunu. The landmark does go down. And Salami going to be in a bit of trouble here early on. Now remember, this isn't all she wrote at the moment for Salami. He's still got a lot of things going for him, right? He's got the double pit mines. Now keep in mind, he's also got the potential to drop down a 3rd pit mine as well. But the javelin throwers going to do a decent job of cleaning up Ray's forces here. But I think Ray needs a response to this. So if I'm playing up against mass javelin throw, which is what Malians do, I'd be saying you want to make horsemen, and that's exactly what he's doing. Look at this. This is perfect. Now, for anybody wondering, Ray is a Conqueror player. Very good Conqueror player. I think Conq 3 at the moment. So quite a talented player. So everything that they're doing is 100% on board. Look at this. Look at the amount of sheep we've still got back here. 9 sheep still underneath this. Playing it perfectly in my book. 12 villagers on food, 25 on wood. This looks like a very familiar build order, I'm going to say right now, Ray. So Ray might be a fan of the channel. If so, Ray, hope you're doing well. Hope you enjoyed the cast, mate. We continue moving forward, because the scout, yet to be upgraded into warrior scouts, is going to have a bit of trouble here, as the Chukunu, together with the horsemen, are going to be able to dismantle this attacking force here by Salami. You can see just how much damage is able to do here with the horsemen. Remember, they pick up their double damage bonus here. And remember that when the javelin throwers are focusing down the horsemen like this, the Chukunu, they're getting free shots, right? And remember, the javelin thrower, it gets 8 bonus damage against ranged. So in this position, I'd almost be tempted to say to Salami, like, hey, just focus down the Chukunu. It's just more efficient for you to do it. But the battering rams moving forward once again. You can see how ballsy Ray is in this position. Continuing to push up. Now, the landmark has been repaired for Salami. Blacksmith also going to be going down. He's managed to repair it up, but you can see the consequence of it going down is that he's now sitting on all of this extra gold. More than 1,000 gold in queue at the moment for him behind that first thing. Technically, he's got 1,500 gold all stacked up here, and he's going to have some trouble right now, that's for sure. Also probably needs to start making javelin throwers from your archery range, because I've got a suspicion this Farima garrison isn't in it for the long run. Now, round 2, begin. Fight. The Chukunu mass begins moving back in. He's looking to try and find a villager. He sees a single one there. Not going to go for it. Ray behind this. Still just going ham. Adds in the second village on the wood line. A little bit of a long distance chop, but I'll be honest, I don't mind it. It's not terrible. On this map, there's just not a lot of wood, so it's quite normal for you to just be putting down a single lumber camp, and you just mine it all out from a distance. That's fine. That's normal. 4th battering ram coming in for Ray now. And look at the villager count behind this. We're up to 55 villagers for Ray, 39 for Salami. The consequence right now of the Chinese Song dynasty, right, is that he's able to make these or spam out these Chukunu, but at the same time begin building that villager league. And that's exactly what's happening now for Ray. Got some villagers moving forward, trying to siege down the battering rams. Not going to have much luck. But you can see that Salami's got a pretty decent position right here. He's underneath the Saharan Trade Network, together with the town center. Now remember, the Saharan Trade Network can actually pick up the Springald emplacement. So I'd be tempted to say to Salami, like, hey, go and just pick up 150 stone. It's a bit hard, right? Because it's all the way over here, and you don't want to take your vills off gold, but he's got plenty of gold for the moment, but get that Springald emplacement. That's going to save you so much when it comes to this inevitable push, because the Springald placement works absolute wonders against those Chukunu, especially against any of the horsemen that look to try and dive down upon you. +1 ranged attack now coming through for Salami, though. On the defense, we can see ranged armor also going to be coming in here. Not really going to be doing much in this matchup when Ray is staying so heavily or so long in feudal. But look at the battering rams just focusing down the Farima garrison. Another bunch of units going to pop out. It's going to be the javelin throwers. But Salami really on the defensive here. Villagers going to get pulled. Whether it's going to be enough or not, I don't know. But I suspect the Chukunu just going to focus down the villagers here. I know I would be. Yeah, do you want to pull these back, focus down the Chukunu, or focus down the villagers? Perfect micro coming out from Ray, loving it. But at the same time, he's lost a lot of units back here. Look at the numbers here from Salami. Just overwhelming his opponent. So Salami able to find a leg up for the moment. But remember, that villager count is where it starts to get a bit worrisome. Ray up 23 villagers, and remember that number, it's only going to continue to decline the more pushes that come in. Ray, no real indication of a castle age coming through at the moment. May potentially lose all of these battering rams. Nice surround from Salami. He's just going to be able to focus down this battering ram on the backside, so does the right thing. Goes for the ones that he doesn't have a lock on. So that's what he's doing right now is the perfect approach. But a lot of resources here going to waste. The consequence of Ray just not having the forces here to defend it. Needs a few more horsemen out here. And we do see the horseman numbers beginning to rise. Villagers out here as well. He's locked that battering ram in completely, but hold on a minute. Horsemen coming through. Watch out, ladies and gentlemen. And they're going to be able to snipe down. The javelin thrower's doing a pretty decent job here. He should be able to focus down these horsemen. He's actually doing plenty of damage here, actually one-shotting them down. But he's going to lose critical mass shortly. I think he might have lost it right now. Let's see if he's still able to do it. Oh, he's still got it. He maintains it just. But there we go. He's lost it finally. And with that, it's going to mean 2 shots going to have to come out. And we can see the fallout from that means that all the javelin throwers still going to be focused down here. More units heading out across the map. We see villagers up towards the north going up for some deer. Also going to be running into a wolf. So we'll make sure we change our perspective away from that as well down to the south side. We do see more deer coming up, but keep in mind that mill, it's running empty now. 15-minute mark. It's run empty. That's where he's gone. He's moved out onto the map. 34 villagers now on food. So is he thinking about an age up? Probably not. He's probably just thinking about making more javelin throwers. But Salami, I mean, his spot is decent, right? The Farimba garrison, sure, has been repaired twice now, but it stands. And he continues to create units. And now we're going to start to see the brand new cows, the buffed up Malian cows, baby. 75 gold. There is no longer a 100 gold cost on these bad boys. And we should, is it here? No, no, we don't get to see it. We don't get to see it in the spectator overview, but there's a nice little decal that's like, hey, you got 20 cows? You've got a limited 20 cows too, buddy. And it gives you that nice little voice as well. It's a southern accent, but it's a nicer southern accent. You know, the guy was born in New Jersey, moved to Texas when he was 6. That kind of accent. But we begin to move forward. Survival techniques coming in, also looking for +1 ranged armor for Salami. Going to help a little bit compared, or considering the enemy does 19 damage to your Chukunu. But look at this. He doesn't know about the javelin throwers. But he's going to find out very soon because the javelin throwers moving right in and attacking those villagers. But villagers have already picked up their textile upgrade. He's not waiting around, is he? He is not at all. But this is such a perfect opportunity right now for Ray. He could completely evaporate those forces, but his horsemen are on the wrong side of the map. He's gone for the pit mine instead, which is definitely a wise choice. But imagine if the horsemen had been here in the middle. He would have been able to clean up all of those forces there from Salami. 17 javelin throwers and put him back to square one. Farimba garrison definitely would have been in a tougher spot then, that's for sure. But Ray continues to build. 71 villagers up against the 47. Now remember, Salami's always got the option for trade. And when you're playing on a map like this, when you've got trade posts right in the corner, it's not the best trade post. Still going to be pulling in about, I think, 160. I'm going to go with 165 on these, as long as it's that full distance trade, which it does look like it could be. He's got the corners open. We can see both corners actually open here. Yeah, not the best trading post, but still, like, obviously this is better than like a mid-map trade post, right? Like, this is still good stuff. The pit mine goes down. That's 150 wood that has been lost for Salami. Salami now beginning to push once again. Third battering ram going to be coming in here. Look at the madman go. He doesn't know. He doesn't know how to age up at this point. I'm losing my words. I'm losing my mind. Ray is just sticking it out in feudal age. He says, Salami, you want to test out Chinese feudal? Let's see how well you can hold. Javelin thrower numbers are really looking solid though. 32 javelin throwers. That's going to be more than enough to one-shot the horseman. And that's where you have to start thinking about aging up, right? If your enemy's got too many units for you to deal with, and I would be tempted to say that is this amount here. The other alternative is if you just go for a huge amount of battering rams. So you can see he's got 4 battering rams at the moment. If you go for like 8 battering rams, it's so hard to deal with, right? Because the thing that you got to remember with battering rams, right? Like, let's say you've got 4 battering rams. Your enemy kills 1, now you got 3. But the whole time, you know what? We'll talk about it later. That's a big discussion. Sofa Warriors moving in. Looking to try and take out a bit of damage here, but Horsemen going to be moving through onto the back line. Sofa trying their best to kite, but there's not a whole bunch here. Saharan Trade Network going to be worked down. Still doing some nice micro here, but at the same time, that extra armor coming through. Fine and helpful right now. Horsemen going to move back. Plenty of damage coming out from those javelin throwers. Numbers here not looking the best for Salami. He's down to 29 javelin throwers, 0 Sofa compared to the 46 Chukunu. And at this point, it starts to reach the point where the Chukunu are able to one-shot the javelin throwers because there's so many of them. And that's exactly what he should be focusing on. He should be focusing on those, but you can see he's looking to clean up the Sofa just for the moment. Horsemen coming through once again. Salami might be in trouble. Battering rams moving in. He's taken out the first landmark. It's got about 250 health on it. Villager's going to get pulled away from the gold mine. Salami in trouble. Villager difference now more than 30. And Chukunu still one-shotting all of these javelin throwers just outside the town center. More Sofa coming in. Salami trying to hold on for dear life. Not enough spearmen here for Ray. He needs to be working on those spearmen number. At this point, I'd be saying, hey, Ray, you got to get the spearmen out, buddy. He's trying to get the Farimba garrison down. Salami holding on for dear life. More villagers going to get pulled. The Chukunu numbers are starting to dwindle. He's down to 15. He's going to begin focusing down the villagers here. First one goes down. Second one, he's looking for it. He's going to find nothing. And now having to fall back once again. Good little defense holding on. Salami, he's down 20. He's down 100% population. Look at that. 63 versus 116. He is fighting for his life right now. 47 villagers against 84. This is China. This is the power of China right here. So incredible. So strong. The fact that he's literally making one unit. He pulls the boar. He says, Marine Lords, my ninja, help. I'm pulling out the joke. I'm sorry, guys. I shouldn't have said it, but it has to be said. Boar doing what it does best. Did the boar just get killed? No, it did. Oh, the boar did get killed. He killed the boar with the javelin throwers, and so now it gets 0. So it just sits there on 0 food. Apparently that's not a bug. Apparently that is intentional. I disagree with it completely. I think it's a terrible mechanic. I think it's he just literally yeets the boar off the map. Not that this boar could have really been contested by Ray, but still, you know, it just, from a theoretical standpoint, it just doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense. Don't leave an angry comment saying, oh, Drongo, you're an idiot. No, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense so much that we thought it didn't make any sense that it got... Look, anyway, we move on, we move forward. Any spearmen out just yet? Doesn't look like it. Triple stable, quintuple archery range for our Chinese player, who's still playing Feudal Age, by the way. No intent on aging up, I say, until I spot that out. He's got 925, 940 food in the bank. More than enough gold to age up now. So could be looking for it. Now, we don't actually see a farm transition until now. It's a 21-minute farm transition. He's still got berries to the south. Still got deer down here. He did have a single scout opening, so he does know about all of those. But once again, a nice little raid coming up towards the north. Not gonna find a whole lot of luck, though. How are those cows doing for Salami? He's just making cows and... Oh, okay, this is... As soon as you see a mangonel as China in the Feudal Age, this is where it's like, okay, I'm just gonna back off. I need to age up, right? Like, I can't play against a mangonel in the Feudal Age, because there are games where I channel my inner Ray and I'm like, hey dude, I'm gonna play Feudal, and then you see the Siege Workshop and you're like, you're making a mangonel, aren't you? And then the mangonel comes out and it's just like, I can't deal with it. It's too much. Now, interesting to note, we do have a further expansion coming out from Salami on this south side. I'm liking this a lot. He's got these little satellite bases, another one up towards the north, pit mine getting rebuilt. But by the same token, take a look at what we've got over here for Ray. He said, you know what, I'll make my satellite base as well. Whole bunch of farms coming in, no granaries, and look at the farms from Ray. Now, this is something I strongly advocate against. One of the core things that you're going to need to do as a Chinese player is wall up. And one of the key things you're going to need to secure is your food economy. So you want to keep that all nice and safe in the back of your base. So there's some beautiful spots back here. You know, take out this food, move 40 villages down here and add in your farms, add in a granary or two. That's what I love, because when you leave your villages exposed like this, players like Salami will take advantage of it. And that might be some foreshadowing for later on in the game, because Salami's not given up at this point. Now, relics still yet to be picked up on this map. We see 5 relics still available to be picked up. One of the things Salami does like to do is go for those early relics. We don't see it, but now Imperial Palace coming through for Ray here. This is a curious decision, bringing out the Imperial Palace, and take a look at the position on the map. He's going to get so much value from this, but look at this horseman down over on the southwest side of the map. At the same time, bit of a raid coming through the Sofa Warriors. Now, I would almost be tempted to say to Ray, hey, just wall this in, buddy. You just want to wall this in. What are these villagers idle? Are you guys idle, or are you just chilling? I don't see the sleeping. I don't see the Z's above them. I think they're just like, they might be, are they bugged? Are they stuck in the mill? I don't even know what's happening there. Veterancy coming through right now for our Chukunu. Chukunu numbers high. He's up to 52. And that Imperial Palace is in. Look at that. That is a high value Imperial Palace. That gives you so much vision. So much vision. And it looks like he's also... Has he used the Imperial Spy ability yet? No, he hasn't just yet. So one of the things you can do when you pop Imperial Spies, just move a couple of Chukunu, like just grab half, move them onto this side, other half onto this side. Because your Chukunu are kind of useless at this point. Like, obviously they still do well up against the Javelin Throwers because you've got so many. But you can just kind of spread them out over the map and then just hit that Imperial Spies button and just send them, rally them to all directions across the map. Try and find those enemy villagers, because right now, you have a look at Salami's perspective. He had villagers over here, not anymore. They've moved down to this position. It looks like they've been found out. There's more units out here, more villagers up towards this position, more villagers up here. There's so many villagers that you can just send, you know, 4 or 5 Chukunu to here, to there, to everywhere, and you're just going to shut down your enemy. But look at this double Mangonel coming out, and the consequence right now of not going for the astronomical clock tower is that you don't have a siege workshop ready to roll. So you're going to spot these Mangonels, and you're going to go, I'm in trouble. Yeah, you're in trouble. I'm in danger. That's probably the meme I was thinking of. So what do you do in this position? You're playing as Ray right now. What do? You grab all these villagers, you drop a siege workshop, and you pull a Imperial official. I don't know where he is. There he is. You pull him to the back. You start supervising that bad boy, and you need 2 Springles out stat. You need him out right now, because that's the only way you're going to defend it. Oh, my Lord, Salami. He's looking for it. He's looming for it. We're going to enter into the cinematic mode right now, because Salami wants it. You can feel it right now. Salami, he's begging for it. Give it to him, Salami. Give it to him, Salami. First shot comes off. It's a big shot. It's down the middle. It's a hit. That is a bullseye, baby. Huge damage coming out on those Chukunu. Looks like the siege workshop gonna get thrown down now. Needs to pull the Imperial official. Where's that Imperial official? He needs it. Mangonel's coming through uncontested for the moment. Where is that Imperial official? I think it might be inside the town center. He might be hiding it. He needs it pulled here. You got to get that supervision out. The sooner you the sooner you start supervising, the sooner you can deal with these Mangonels. Remember, then your enemy's got to bring the fight to you. Springle down the way. Mangonels unfolding, unpacking. Looking to try and find some shots, but now we got villagers. The consequence of not going for that compact, walled up economy is that you're going to have your villagers spread out over everywhere. And when you're under attack in 1 location, 2 locations, 3 locations, 4 locations, you don't hear those raid sirens going off saying, hey, your villagers are under attack and 10 villagers going to go down from raid. Salami trying to make his way back into this game. Springle number 1 is out. He's got the supervisor working on Springle number 2. That's all he needs. He can push with that. He should be looking to push up immediately, but I think Salami makes sense. He makes sense that he is in danger himself. Needs to fall back, and this is where you want to start get greased, or you want to start researching greased axles, right? Because then you can actually catch and punish these Mangonels. Look how far behind they are. Look how far behind they are. There could be even a horseman attack right now towards this position if you dare throw away such horsemen. Landmark might be under threat. More farms. Completely useless. The consequence of... And I think this is the difference, right, between those Kong 3 players and the top-level players, is those top-level players know the danger of going for these satellite bases with China. You want to be trying to wall up as best you can. Keep in mind, he's got plenty of line of sight from the Imperial Palace. He sees everything. Immediately shot down. Now remember, Salami, he's not going to have any idea about these Springles because he's down in the valley, whereas his enemy's on the hill. So Salami just going to be chilling out, but he does move the Mangonels forward. He's got him in a good position. Springles unpacking. First Mangonel goes down. Second Mangonel, it's going to be focused. Let's see if he's able to take it. He's moving forward slowly. Can't get the shot off. The consequence of no greased axles. You need to get those greased axles, baby, because if you don't, you're just going to be walking and talking, but there's no talk coming out from those Springles until now. Where did the shot go? He cancelled it. He cancelled the Springle shot. Huge numbers, though. On the back line, Sofa's moving in towards the base. Lance is going to be coming out from Ray as well. Springle's trying their best. He moves forward. Mangonel shot looks to come out. He hits a big one down the middle. It's a good shot, but it's not going to be enough to take out a huge amount of Chukunu, but it's going to be enough to allow him to do the attack move, and that's exactly what he wants, but you can see how well he's getting cleaned up right now. Still, the cavalry numbers looking pretty solid at the moment for Ray. Ray is in a decent position in this, needs to fall back with the Chukunu. He's just going to be losing them otherwise. Save them for the inevitable Donzos that are going to be coming out, and more cavalry going to be coming in. A whole bunch of Lancers just chilling out. Springle's not doing anything. These guys could be almost one-shotting a javelin thrower right now. They need to be helping out with the team, because at the moment they're sitting on the bench, and that is not the place you want your 11th player to be. Now Salami rallying in more Sofas from the north side. This has been an action-packed game non-stop. Going at it. These two just going at each other. Let's pull the UI back in. Let's get an update on where these guys are at for the economies. We can see the Ray on 87 villagers, Salami on 61, so still a pretty decent advantage here to Ray. Up about 24 villagers, but he does have a lot of idols, 34 for a brief amount of time, and adds in the second town center, so he's looking to get ahead, but once again, the consequence of playing on a very open map like this is it's harder to wall, because you've got less little points that you can wall to. So it can be dangerous. It's best just to try and find a corner that you can call your own. Wall that off instead. You can see just villagers going down everywhere. We can hear them dying. And now Ray really looking to Well, he's looking to survive, but look at the population difference here. Salami up to 109, Ray on 103. He's managed to come back a deficit, a double deficit, a deficit of double the population. That's pretty big when you think about it, right? Like, that was 120 pop for Ray compared to 60 pop, 59 pop for Salami at one point. That's crazy. Whoa, what was that? You guys see, what are those guys doing? You see that? I don't know if you guys can see that. You might need 4K to see this, but I'm seeing like little embers going up. You guys see that? Look at that. Dude, I don't know what that is. I think it's coming from the archery ranges. Oh, it is too. Yeah, look at that. It must be an effect. Oh, there. No. Oh, it's coming from the farm. The farm's burning, and it's going into the stratosphere. Not into the stratosphere, into the atmosphere, but probably eventually gets to the stratosphere as well. Because, well, no, it wouldn't. But for effect, right? The stratosphere. But let's get a little bit of a status update on this game. Because Salami's obviously got prime position at the moment. He's got map control. He's looking to try and force his opponent into the corner of the map. That's exactly what he's doing. But my question is, when trade, Salami? When trade? Not when are you adding trade, not when is trade coming in, but when trade. Just a very simple when trade. Because this is the kind of game where you can just put down clap, 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 clap for the Ayanami Ray. But this is the kind of... Oh my, I'm not even kidding you. I was like, oh, it's happening. It's not happening. But this is the kind of game, right, where you can afford to go for a big boy trade boom. And playing up against late game China, trade is a way that you're able to actually keep that economy going. But I'm loving this wall coming through from Ray. This is exactly what he needs. Now, sure, it's coming in a little bit late, kind of like his Castle H, but we're not gonna judge him on his timings. Instead, we're just gonna judge him on the lack of 2TC coming out for him. Enemy destroyed landmark. Wait, what? Oh, it's alright. It's the Imperial Palace. It's just gone down. You guys want to know something funny? If you just bring a single villager out here and start repairing the Imperial Palace, or the Barbican for that matter, it'll just restore the line of sight to its like default. And until the enemy actually burns it back down to 0, it'll stay like the full line of sight. The more you know, right? The more you know. Horseman moving across the map. He's trying to find a nice little position to raid here. Heading out at the moment to the stone. Heading towards the wood as well. Keep goes up though. Keep is a good sign. Keep might mean that there might be trade on the menu. I think he could even be looking for trade here at this point, but at the same time on the south side, javelin thrower mass looking massive. And it's at this many javelin thrower where I'm hoping Ray is saying, you know what, I could make a nest of bees right now. Like, this is enough, and we actually see on the UI, it says he's got 3 nest of bees, which I'm tempted to believe, yeah, he's got 3 nest of bees. So Ray doing very well here on knowing sort of the macro decisions, right? Like, okay, my enemy's making so many javelin throwers that I can't really deal with this. Like, even with knights, right? Like, you hypothetically, let's say you make 20 knights, okay? And you're like, I'm going to kill the javelin throwers. It's not going to work. Why is it not going to work? Because there's donzos here as well. So now you've got to micro around the donzos. You've got to start taking fights. You've got to snipe out the donzos. Cut out the middleman, baby. Just go for the nest of bees. Problems are solved. All your problems are solved with nest of bees. Now, obviously, then that puts the burden back on Salami. It says, hey, Salami, now you've got to start making some sort of unit to counter that, whether that be sofas, whether that be your Springalds. That's another option. But then once you start talking about that, if it's Springalds, then China starts saying, well, if you're going to play Springalds, I can play Springalds as well, and I've got better Springalds than you, and I'm going to go Imperial, and I'm going to get roller shutter triggers, and then you're in a whole world of hurt. But now Salami, speaking of world of hurt, he's moving in towards the enemy base. He's got scouts with his army. Looks like Ray's just a little bit of asleep at the keyboard for the moment here. Does spot out all of the siege coming in because of those scouts. He's got double, triple scout in the front. A little bit of a raid coming through. It's going to be drawing plenty of units back here. Nest of Bees firing off. He's not hitting the priority targets here. Needs to be sitting on top of the Nest of Bees, and he does it. Gets a beautiful block in around the backside. Still a little bit open. Nest of Bees needs to fire in on this backside. Fire off, Nest of Bees. Do it. We enter the cinematic mode. Nest of Bees, why aren't you firing? There we go. Finally firing off. Don't pick up. Don't move. Just fire, 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 fire. Not like that. Don't get too worried, family and friends. It's not that kind of fire. But the Nest of Bees struggling. Spring on emplacement coming in on the Barbican. You can see just how much trouble he's having, though. Getting in on top of it. The consequence of not having these walls all the way through is that your enemy's able to walk in on top of your army. He gets completely melted. Salami destroying him at this point in time. And that is the consequence of going for this Chokunu mass. Chokunu, they're a great unit in the early game, but once you start reaching the later stages of the game where you're reaching that pop cap very easily, which is what was happening here for Ray, you need to start making a bit more cost-efficient units, because even though this is a cost-effective unit, it's not cost-efficient for your population. Fellas, check out Salami on Twitch. I'm going to leave in the description. What a beautiful comeback from Salami. The brand new Malians going up against a relentless Chinese feudal age. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one.